breaking news at this hour as Hawkeye tight end Luke Lachey joins Jay Higgins in returning for an extra year with the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'll talk about it in just a second, but first I want to thank Ascent Nutrition and their Lion's Mane mushroom powder, folks. I've talked about this mushroom powder on a number of occasions. Ascent Nutrition's organic Lion's Mane mushroom has been shown to support brain health, memory, healthy stress response, and overall immune system activity. You can mix it into yogurt, smoothies, juices, cereals, and granolas, and it's safe for your pets. Use the code Hawkeyes for 15% off your order and read more about this product at goascentnutrition.com. By the way, that 15% off applies to anything bought through Ascent Nutrition through that code Hawkeyes. Again, use the code Hawkeyes at goascentnutrition.com. So Luke Lachey is back as a Hawkeye. The tight end will come back for a fifth year, and this was a move, I think, when he went down. Remember the injury against Western Michigan earlier this season? When he went down, I think a lot of people assumed that he had played his final down as a Hawkeye. There had been chatter, some talk about potentially seeing him playing in the bowl game, wherever that was going to be. Of course, they'll be playing in the Citrus Bowl here in just a couple of days. But towards the latter quarter of the season, started to hear rumblings about a possible return from Luke Lachey. But of course, things can change with the NFL draft and scouts, what the feedback these guys are getting from those scouts, etc. But Luke ultimately announcing he will return for a fifth year. This is equally as big as Jay Higgins returning for the Iowa defense. And you may say, well, you know, middle linebacker versus tight end, there's a big difference as far as importance to those respective units. But think about how involved and how consequential tight end play is at Iowa. And the way Luke Lachey was playing first few games of the season before he went down with Cade McNamara at quarterback, I mean, like that chemistry that you saw, he was a safety blanket for number 12, even though Cade was dealing with an injury himself. I thought it was huge, and he is going to be probably preseason tight end of the year, preseason first team All Big Ten, maybe a preseason All American. That's how good he is. And assuming he's healthy, he's recovering, of course, from the lower leg injury that took him out for the season. He will not play in the Citrus Bowl on Monday. This is absolutely massive. I've said this before on the show. I don't expect Eric All to be back based on what I've been told. But all of these announcements, I'm just so happy that Jay has had his moment. Now Luke gets his moment, and hopefully we're not done. I don't think we are done. We're not done with announcements of guys returning for their extra year. Keep in mind that guys like Luke Lachey could have come back even without the COVID year. He redshirted in 2020. So he had an extra year, whether he played during the COVID season or not. He really actually didn't play in 2020. So he'll have an opportunity to be a star again next year, whether Eric All is back or not. Again, I don't expect him to be, but we expect Addison Estringa to be back. They've got some young prospects like Zach Ortworth, Michael Burt, Gavin Hoffman, a lot of really talented guys. They've got Cale Vanderbush. They've also got Grant Leaper, who will be in the mix. So a young group anchored by a veteran NFL guy. He's going to play in the NFL. Luke Lachey is next year, following year. And you just hope he stays healthy. But congratulations to Luke Lachey. He is really fond of this program. He spoke earlier with the media earlier in the week with the media and just talked about his development process once he got here. Say what you want about the Iowa offense, and plenty of valid criticisms to be made. I plan on addressing some comments that Brian Ferentz made during a press conference earlier today. I plan on addressing those probably tomorrow. And I'm going to continue to be critical based on my feelings and my analysis, my feedback based on what I see and what I hear. But as it relates to the tight end position, Iowa is tight end university, and give everybody involved credit for getting these kids to come back. All right, playing extra years, even in the NIL transfer portal era. And of course, don't forget about the development. They've gotten these guys ready for the next level. They've got arguably 3 of the top 4 tight ends in the league right now. 3 of the top 4 tight ends with Hawkinson, with Kittle, and with Laporta. So it's incredible what Iowa's doing. They're a tight end factory, and now you'll have younger guys, future stars, learning behind a wily vet in Luke Lachey. We'll get a good look at Addison Estringa in the bowl game. He'll be tight end 1, along with Steven Stilianos on Monday. More coverage leading up to the big game, but this is absolutely massive. Kudos to Kirk Ferentz for getting Jay Higgins and Luke Lachey both back. And Abdul Hodge needs some credit. We're going to give Seth Wallace credit for the Jay Higgins return. Let's give Luke Lachey's position coach a little bit of credit as well. Abdul Hodge coaching tight ends now. I think, what is this, year 3 for Abdul, or going into year 3 for Abdul? So congratulations to everyone involved, and we'll get more news coming. Appreciate you tuning in for another segment here from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Have a great day. We'll talk to you very soon.